News, the two men in this surveillance image claim Smollett paid them to orchestrate the assault. The actor saying he is angered and devastated by suggestions it was all a hoax. The holiday winter mess from the Dakotas to New England, the massive highway pileup, more than a dozen hurt, 2 horses rescued from a frozen pond, and millions facing snow and ice tomorrow morning. Also tonight, former acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe on the record. Did he discuss using constitutional measures to remove President Trump from office and the role he says the current Deputy Attorney General played in that conversation? A top Republican now calling for an investigation. Bride of ISIS, a teenage girl who made global headlines, leaving home with 2 friends to join the terror group. Now, after giving birth to her 3rd child and ISIS on the verge of collapse in Syria, her plea to return home. Poison plot? The prison nurse accused of trying to kill her husband so she could marry an inmate. And air rage arrest.
Who's taping this? Who's taping this?
The passenger meltdown, allegedly hitting and spitting at other passengers and airline employees. What set her off?
From ABC News, this is ABC World News Tonight.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Tom Yamas. We begin tonight with the seismic shift in the investigation into the alleged attack against Empire actor Jussie Smollett. A law enforcement official telling ABC News 2 men questioned by police claim Smollett paid them to stage that attack. Authorities with new evidence after questioning and releasing the 2 men who were seen here on surveillance. Police say they are brothers and they are cooperating with investigators, and both of them know the actor. Smollett releasing a statement fiercely denying the claims. Authorities now urgently asking to talk to him. ABC's Ariel Reshes leads us off.
Tonight, police telling ABC News the 2 brothers seen in this surveillance video claim Empire star Jussie Smollett paid them to carry out a fabricated homophobic attack. Sources say detectives are actively investigating that allegation.
Who the would make something like this up or add something to it or whatever it may be? I can't even, I'm an advocate.
Now Smollett doubling down on his story as police probe whether he staged a hoax. The actor's criminal defense attorney saying in a statement, as a victim of a hate crime who has cooperated with the police investigation, Smollett is angered and devastated by the suggestion he was involved in the alleged attack. Nothing is further from the truth, and anyone claiming otherwise is lying.
I'm pissed off.
What is it that has you so angry? Is it the attackers?
It's the attackers, but it's also the attacks.
Chicago police saying they urgently want to talk to Smollett, now waiting to hear back from his attorneys. Investigators also combing through phone records to see whether the brothers spoke to Smollett the night of the alleged incident.
They wanted me to give my phone to the tech for 3 to 4 hours. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna do that.
Why?
Because I have private pictures and videos and numbers.
The brothers now said to be cooperating with police after being confronted with evidence they bought the rope found around Smollett's neck. Authorities confirming they had a previous relationship with Smollett. The star telling our Robin Roberts earlier this week he was sure the men in that shadowy video were his attackers.
I don't have any doubt in my mind that that's them. Never did.
But now, in that statement, Smollett's attorney saying one of the brothers was his personal trainer, claiming it is impossible to believe that this person could have played a role in the crime against Jussie or would falsely claim Jussie's complicity.
If the attackers are never found, how will you be able to heal?
I don't know. Let's just hope that they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not go there yet.
All right, Ariel Resheff joins us now live on set, and authorities still want to talk to Smollett. That hasn't happened yet. And if he is convicted, he could face some serious prison time?
He sure can, Tom. A lot of people are asking this question, what could happen here? Smollett could face charges for filing a false police report. That is a felony in the state of Illinois, bearing a punishment up to 3 years in prison.
But again, the case is still being investigated. All right, Ariel, thank you. We now turn to the weather and the new winter storm speeding across the country tonight. Snow and ice from the Dakotas all the way to New England. At least 17 people were injured in a massive 49-car pileup on an icy highway in Denver. The system hitting the Northeast by tomorrow morning. Here's ABC's senior meteorologist, Rob Marciano.
This busy road in Colorado transformed into a skating rink, leading to another massive pileup.
We've probably got, I'm going to guess right now, 30 cars.
The chain reaction crash happening near Denver International Airport Saturday during what witnesses describe as a sudden burst of snow.
It was pretty white out and slushy.
You couldn't see a foot in front of you, and everybody was slowing down, and then nobody could stop, and everybody was hitting each other.
This video revealing the icy conditions drivers were up against.
And look at all these cars.
A total of 49 vehicles involved in the pileup, leaving 17 people injured. To the east, the same system snow-coating roads from the Dakotas to Chicago. Southern Iowa getting more than 8 inches of snow. And in northern Illinois, whiteout conditions, reducing visibilities on this road to less than 100 feet. That storm now setting its sights on the East Coast.
And conditions clearly dangerous in parts of the country, so let's get right to Rob now with the forecast. Rob, good evening.
Hi, Tom. That system now reaching towards the northeast. So it'll be snowing here in the next couple of hours, but it's still snowing back in places like Chicago. So it's pretty spread out. The center is right over central Kentucky. We've got some heavy rain down in the south, but the snow will turn to sleet and a mixture of freezing rain mostly north of and west of the city. But eastern parts of New England, Providence, your winter storm warning could see 4 to 6 inches of snow before it turns late in the day. We have another system developing on Tuesday with heavy rain across parts of the southeast, another pulse of snow, Kansas City, St. Louis, Chicago, and then a messy mix for the mid-Atlantic Wednesday, and another storm after that with a significant amount of rainfall expected, 8 to 10 inches through Saturday. That will lead to some flooding across the southeast. Tom?
Going to be a busy week when it comes to the weather there. All right, Rob, thank you. To politics tonight, in the major headline involving former acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe. Senator Lindsey Graham says the Senate will investigate McCabe's claim that he and Rod Rosenstein discussed using the 25th Amendment to remove President Trump from office. McCabe, who was fired one day before his retirement, says his words are being taken out of context. Senator Graham calling the comment beyond stunning. Here's ABC White House correspondent Tara Palmieri.
Tonight, a stunning admission from the former acting FBI director. Andrew McCabe claiming that he and Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein had discussions about whether President Trump was fit to serve and should be removed from office.
A discussion of the 25th Amendment was simply Rod raised the issue and discussed it with me in the context of thinking about how many other cabinet officials might support such an effort.
Rosenstein was actually openly talking about whether there was a majority of the cabinet who would vote to remove the president.
That's correct. Counting votes or possible votes.
In an interview with 60 Minutes, McCabe saying the secret conversation took place in 2017, in the days after FBI Director James Comey was fired.
The Deputy Attorney General was definitely very concerned about the president, about his capacity, and about his intent.
Rosenstein denies discussing the president's removal. McCabe is now downplaying his own words. His spokesperson saying he never had extended discussions, but that he, quote, participated in a discussion that included a comment by Rosenstein regarding the 25th Amendment. McCabe was eventually fired by President Trump for leaking to the press. Trump attacking him on Twitter, saying McCabe is, quote, a disgrace to the FBI and our country. Tonight, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham going as far as to call it an attempted takeover.
The Deputy Attorney General was basically trying to do an administrative coup, take the president down through the 25th Amendment process. The Deputy Attorney General denies it.
Okay, Tara Palmieri joins us live now from West Palm Beach, Florida, where the president is spending the weekend. And Tara, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham that we just saw there also vowing to open an investigation into McCabe's claim.
Tom, Senator Graham says he plans to subpoena both McCabe and Rosenstein unless they voluntarily agree to testify before the Senate Judiciary Committee. Tom?
Tara Palmieri for us. Tara, thank you. Sticking with politics now, President Trump preparing to defend his declaration of a national emergency at the border. White House senior advisor Stephen Miller signaling the president will veto any congressional resolution disapproving of the emergency action. Democrats and some Republicans are angry over the decision to bypass Congress to obtain billions in funding for the border wall. It would be President Trump's first veto. Next tonight, the new details about the factory massacre in Aurora, Illinois. We're learning more about the 5 victims killed by co-worker Gary Martin, a convicted felon who was not legally allowed to own a gun. The community turning out in the snow and cold today to pay respects to those victims. ABC's Zachary Quiche is in Aurora.
Tonight, many in this Illinois community still grappling with how a longtime employee could walk into this factory and kill 5 of his co-workers. Police believe shooter Gary Martin knew he was getting fired when he brought a loaded Smith & Wesson pistol outfitted with a laser to work on Friday. But he shouldn't have had that gun. Police revealing that background checks missed his prior felony conviction, which should have stopped him from purchasing the weapon.